All right. Welcome back to another video. Today, I actually just want to talk about basically what my gripes are with Linux right now. So I've been a Linux user for about 2 years now, and I really love it. Like it is my main operating system. I do have a PC with Windows and an extra drive in my desktop with Windows on it. Just in case there's certain games or anything that I can't play currently on my Linux. That I can't play currently on my Linux install, and that's primarily what I use it for. And occasionally some things for work. I need Windows to be able to remote into certain people's computers and stuff like that because I do some work in IT. But other than that, I stay on my Linux desktop, as you can see here. You might have seen my previous video about Hyperland. I did switch to Hyperland. As you can see, I'm not on Hyperland right now. So that's one of my first gripes is because of Hyperland not fully supporting NVIDIA right now. There is an issue with the NVIDIA drivers on Hyperland. So basically, if you're upgraded to the latest version of the NVIDIA drivers on Hyperland, then for whatever reason you cannot boot into the Hyperland instance, and you just keep on a loop back to your lock screen. I've tried multiple different, configurations of Hyperland, and one of them seemed to work pretty well, but the with what I'm trying to do, isn't working at the time. So right now I'm back on BSPWM, which is still on X11, and this is probably the most solid experience I have right now, because everything kind of just works at the moment. There is one thing that doesn't really work very well, but I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so I think the experience between using NVIDIA on Linux has been, and probably always will be in some degree, not the best for most users. Has gotten a lot better on Wayland as far as the support with gaming and stuff like that. It has worked, pretty well. There are some, little hiccups here and there. Nothing to, make me stop using it in that regard. But I do, from my experience, switching over to Hyperland, I do feel like I probably will upgrade my rig to have an all AMD setup here soon. But as of right now, I do have NVIDIA in my laptop and in my desktop as well. I do have a eGPU that's AMD that I have that I use with my tablet, but that's kind of a different story in itself. But I definitely feel like the need for NVIDIA to be more supported kind of across the board. And this kind of goes into my second thing is that we're kind of switching from X11 to Wayland. Wayland is the new compositor that has better transitions, animations, and just a better overall performance and speed and things. But not everything just works on Wayland just yet. One of those things being Discord. Discord works great on X11. I'm able to, join a server and share my screen, do all the things I need to do. All that works great, and it just works. I have no issues there. But when I switch over to Wayland, sharing your screen is just not a good experience at all. I know KDE has that bridge X11 bridge option that you can use that brings up a secondary window, but sometimes you have to like click it 3 times in order to actually get it to work, and it's just not like the greatest experience. Like, so you have to have all these extra tools and stuff to make it work, and I really just want it to work. I just want to be able to share my screen through Discord. I use Discord for work, and I use Discord for for playing with friends and stuff like that. Being able to share my screen and be able to share my screen with audio would be nice. A lot of times you're not able to share the audio with your screen through Discord. And that's the same with, other platforms like Zoom and Google Meet and other ones that if you're doing more business oriented things, you still have those issues with screen sharing, unless you're just using the Chrome browser and sharing, Chrome tabs and stuff like that. It's a pretty good experience for that. But trying to share anything outside of that can be a pain. And I really wish it was just like a simpler way to implement that. I know we're kind of like teetering between the X11 and the Wayland, and Wayland is starting to get more and more adopted across the board, but it's just not quite there yet. So as of right now, I'm just gonna stay on my X11 with BSPWM for now, and it's just gonna be what I use until one I can either get an AMD full AMD setup, or things just kind of fix themselves. I probably will fix my Hyperland install because there's a few videos I wanted to create on Hyperland and how to use it and stuff like that. So those videos will still be coming, but as far as my daily driver, I'm probably going to be sticking to X11 for right now. And another thing that I've been coming across is when I try to run certain games, I don't know if it's because the level of anti-cheat or whatever it is. I keep getting kicked from certain games when I'm playing online. And when I'm on the Windows install on my computer, it seems to just work just fine. I went through this whole thing of trying to figure out like what was actually kicking me because I had different peripherals that had different key bindings, and I'm wondering if it was like triggering it for cheating on there. And so I made all my devices default, undid a bunch of key bindings on different keyboards and mice and stuff that I have. And I tried to make it, stock as possible, but I'm still having issues. Like when I launch the finals, for instance, that's the main game that I play right now. And for whatever reason, I just get kicked from it constantly. But when I play in my Windows install, it seems to be fine. I did have issues on the Windows install for a little while with a certain mouse that I was using, but I got that, figured out, and it's working just fine now. But on the actual here, I can play a game or two, and then I end up getting kicked. And I don't know if it's more of NVIDIA related than it is, my peripherals or whatever I'm using, or if it's just being on Linux itself, catching it in the anti-cheat. I'm not 100% sure. I've done some trial and error. I've tried on Wayland. I've tried on X11, so I'm on BSPWN desktop here. I have tried it, and it still does it. It still kicks me. It does give me an actual error log. On Wayland it does not. It just kicks me and just closes the game out, and I get no error whatsoever. But on here it does give me an error, and it's just saying that it's just a regular crash, and to report it to Embark. And for whatever reason, it just doesn't work. So often I do switch to my Windows to if I'm going to play for a long period of time or playing with friends. I don't want to have to keep getting kicked out of the game in order to continue playing. So yeah, I mean those are kind of just my main gripes with Linux right now. Overall, I still think it's a superior system. I love it. Like I'm going to continue to use it as my daily driver, and it's not going anywhere. But I just wish those things would just button themselves up and get fixed quicker you know than it has been. But yeah, I just wanted to do this quick rant. If you enjoy my content, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.